Recording.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Again, this is your host, Alan Wu. Welcome to another episode of Sequoia Commercial Lending Training on a Wednesday night. Before we jump into the training, it's usually we want to do some housekeeping and also some announcements. So I just want to share with everyone what happened for the last week. I traveled to Denver, and after that, I went to the Bay Area. We had two very successful training or recruiting presentation in the Bay Area. And guess what? One of a heavy hitter joined our presentation. One of the if you follow us on Facebook, you'll see one of the president of EXP Realty joined our presentation on Monday night. And he was very excited about our business model, love it very much, and would like to talk to us more in detail how to partnering up together. So again, there's a very very exciting news about Sequoia that proved to me one thing, that a lot of people are looking at us and our business model is right and definitely can attract a lot of talent. So I encourage everyone go out there to not just do deal by yourself. And our goal for Sequoia is to disrupt the commercial lending industry. That is what we have been talking about all these times. So again, we need you to go out there to share what we're doing out there to your community so that, hey, let's build a commercial lending business together. So how do we do that? And as you know, we just came back from the Bay Area, but this month in May, mark down your calendar, May 13th. Okay, May 13th, we will have our event here in the headquarters, Sequoia's headquarters, Rockville, Maryland. So if you have anybody in this area, if you are already in this area, please go out there and register. The registration is out already. We should have already received an email from us that talked about this event. So please go ahead and register. Now, the seats are very limited. We only can put in 100 people. So again, first come, first serve. So May 13th, which is next Saturday. So we have about 10 days to get the people in to pack that room. We do invite lenders. We have one of our 1 to 4 unit fix and flip lenders to come here to talk to us about, fix and flip loans, talked about 1 to 4 unit investment property, so on and so forth. So you have a chance to meet up with some of the lender. And most importantly, you will meet our marketing team. You will meet our processing team. A lot of you just see me, Alan Wu, up front. So who are the people behind the scene? It's not me, I can guarantee you, but the team will be there, okay? So that is May 13th. And May 20th, we will be in Wilmington, Delaware. And same thing, we run the same show. So again, registration is out already. And by May 27th, we will be in Milford, Delaware. So in May, we have 2 Delaware events. And after that, in June, we are planning going back to Los Angeles. That is in May. That is going to be in June. But once that things come out, we're going to announce it to everybody. So please follow us on Facebook. Register to this event. If you cannot come yourself, definitely invite your guests, your potential partners to come to our event to just take a look at what we do. Okay, so that is all the announcement that I have. Now this week I'm going to introduce a very special person. A lot of people in Facebook keep asking us, do you guys actually close deals? People actually make money from you guys? Well, the answer is definitely yes. Every time when we close a deal, and especially a special deal, and we will put flyers up there, marketing flyers, to show everybody what kind of deal we have done. And today, for today's event, we are going to let you know one of our consultants just closed a deal on a food truck. Yes, a food truck. A lot of you asking, can we fund food truck? Can we fund equipment, things like this? Yes, absolutely, we do that. So instead of me talking about it, I'm going to ask him to come up here to share with everyone his experience with Sequoia. So without further ado, Mr. Dan Hughes, can you come on the line? Can you come on the stage and share your experience with us? Dan?
Yes, thanks, Alan, very much. My name's Dan Hughes. I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I did close a deal this week, finally, after a little bit of time working on it. And I don't even know if Alan knows how this thing came about, but it originated from a post on Facebook, to believe it or not. And uh, not to go into a long detail, but this gentleman reached out to me, and he had a customer that was wanting a client of his that he could not get funded, was interested in buying a food truck. Originally, it started out as a used food truck, I believe. Anyway, we got together and talked, and I told him who I was with and what I was doing, and he said, "Well, I really need to help these folks. Those are good people." And we submitted an application to Sequoia, equipment funding application, and after they got their documents and all those things together, it got approved. And the short of the long story is they ended up purchasing a brand new food truck. I think it was $40,000, and it got funded, and it's in the process of being built, and should be delivered to them as soon as they can build the thing. So um, the equipment funding works. Everything works. I am going to get paid, so don't give up doing what you're doing, and you never know how a deal's going to come around and come through. So that's my story, Alan. Thanks for asking me to share.
Thank you so much, Dan. That is amazing. So again, once you share the story out there with the world, you would never know where the deal come from. So yes, Dan, I have no idea that deals come from Facebook. This is amazing, right? So now, absolutely, we funded this deal. Now, who funded this? Who is the brain behind this? Many of you think that, well, perhaps Alan Wu. I love to be that person, but I am not. Okay, so today I'm going to introduce another yet Sequoia advisor to come here to share with everyone what is he doing in the back, how does he close deals, what kind of deals can we close, so on and so forth. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce a very good friend of mine, and we close many deals together. And Mr. Bradley Walksman, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Alan, for that introduction. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Yeah, me and Alan have been working together for a while now. It's been going really well. Thank you for having me on. Again, Bradley Worksman. I'm the Sequoia advisor. Um, we focus on business financing, business term loans, lines of credit, SBA term loans, equipment financing, as well as merchant cash advances. So we are a marketplace for alternative business financing. We've been in business for 15 years. We've lent over $2 billion in fundings. We've funded over 27,000 transactions. We do fund in all 50 states. Very reputable company. We have over 75 lenders on our platform. So that's why we're able to get very creative and get a lot of deals funded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you. What I'd like to do is go over our products in a little bit more depth. Then I want to talk about a little bit more about how you guys can go about getting more business, and also what's going on in business lending today, right? There's a lot of things going on with Silicon National Bank and kind of like the shift that we're really seeing here. Then I'll open up for questions and answers. Hope that's good. Hope that works for everybody. Okay. All right. Can everybody see?
I haven't seen your
Yes,
screen
sir.
yet. Yes.
It's not,
you
it's
can
not
see.
showing.
Yes.
You can see it?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see partner cheat sheet.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. So does everybody see where it says, so I'm going to start with, everyone sees SBA loan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. All right. So like I said, I'm gonna run down our a list of our products. Really what we do, we call it a waterfall, so to speak. So there's starting at the top in terms of rates and terms, and then going downhill, so to speak. Not downhill, but you know what I mean. We're basically, you start at the top, the rates and terms are the best. However, those are for clients that are, have better credit scores and time in business and can show a lot of documentation. And then I'll show, each step of the way how, the rates kind of, terms and rates change, but the guidelines become more flexible. So I'm going to start with the SBA loan. So we focus on the SBA 7A term loan. It's unsecured. It's a 10-year term. We don't, just so you know, we don't do anything with real estate. We don't do mortgages. We don't do real estate. We're focused on working capital. Lending clients from, we can lend up to from anywhere from 10,000 on the low end all the way up to 5 million without any collateral. It's mainly based off of the revenue and cash flow of a business. Okay.
Brett, so
yep.
sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
There's one request right here. Can you make the screen a little bit bigger? Can you, the size of the, you see that 100 right there? See if you can increase the 100 to a little bit bigger.
Where do I do that?
If you look up, you see the 100%.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay, I
right
see.
there. Right.
How about that?
Yep. Thank you.
Is that better?
Yep. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to start over here with the top left corner of the SBA loan. So this is our longest term, lowest rate, right? 10-year term, disregard the real estate. The rate is anywhere from 1%. It's prime rate. Okay. Actually, it was 8%. The Fed actually just raised it, I believe, today. I actually did not. Does anybody? Do you know what the prime rate is now, Alan?
I think it's still at 8. I haven't seen any change yet, but I heard that they are changing soon. So let me check.
Yeah. Oh, it's 8. Oh, it's 8.25. Okay.
8.25
sorry
now?
about that. 8.25. Yeah. So sorry about that. Yeah, that just happened. I think like a few hours ago. So it's 8.25 now. It's not supposed to go up. So they say. It's supposed to stay at this for I guess a little while. So it's right now 8.25. So right now, when a client applies for SBA financing or like through a bank or even through us, it's going to be prime rate plus 1 to 2.75%, right? So at the cheapest, the client is going to get is 9.25 over 10 years, or it could be up to like 11%, right? Just so you know, like a year ago, the prime rate was about half of that or something like that. So right now, SBA financing it's actually kind of expensive, not expensive, but it's pretty much the most it's ever been, right? So a lot of people may be stuck in just be cognizant of the fact that some people may think, or they may be thinking of rates that were a year ago. Oh, SBA loan 5, 6, 7%, no longer. So just to bring you up to speed on that. Now with SBA loans, like I said, 10-year term rates, like we said, are going to be in the right now 9.25 to 11% range. These loans take at least about 6 to 8 weeks to get done. Can it be a tad less? Yes. Could it be more? Absolutely. We can get pre-approvals pretty quickly. We would just need if we get 3, really the documentation that we need is a lot. It's usually 3 years. Personal tax returns, 3 years, business tax returns, 3 years, financials, debt schedule, AR, AP report. There's a lot of documentation. It's a long process. but we can get like a pre-approval done within like a day or two. And we can look to see if we can get this, if we can approve the client. Their monthly payments, no prepayment penalty. They have to be in business at least a bare minimum 2, but really ideally 3 years plus. FICO score has to be at least 660. No bankruptcies, foreclosures, or tax liens in the last 3 years. Big thing with SBA is profitability. Really what happens is they figure out really what really they look at your profitability really and see how much of a payment can you afford. So that's why the thing is that a lot of business owners, especially small business owners, they don't show a profit. So a lot of times they don't qualify for SBA, or a lot of times their credit is challenged, right? Usually they have maybe low 600s, high 500s, so they wouldn't qualify. SBA loan is really more for the client that has all their ducks in a row. They have all their paperwork. They have great credit. They're showing profitable business, and we can get this kind of a loan done. Next down from the SBA loan is a non-SBA term loan. These terms go out as long as go from 10 years down to 2 years, right? So, so the terms are shorter. No prepayment penalty. These are monthly. They can be monthly payments, but just so you guys know, I don't know if if you guys are aware, when it comes to alternative business financing, there are monthly payments, but a lot of times payments are actually ACH from the business checking account, either daily, Monday through Friday, or once per week, or sometimes it's bi-monthly. So it's not just cut and dry monthly payments always. Sometimes it's daily payments. They're broken down into daily micro payments, weekly payments, or sometimes they're bi-monthly payments. So with the term loan, monthly payments can be available, but they still may be daily or weekly. Terms go up to, like I said, 1 to 2 years. If a client has existing loans or cash advances, we can refinance up to two of them. Usually for a term loan, they have to be depositing at least $25,000 per month in gross revenue. They have to have at least a 600 FICO score, 2 years time in business, no bankruptcies, no tax liens or foreclosures in the last 3 years. Okay, so this is to get, and this goes up to, I think I forgot to say, the SBA term loan goes up to $5 million per guarantor. The term loan does go up to $5 million as well. So that's the business. So that's the SBA term loan, and then there's a non-SBA term loan. The non-SBA term loan is a lot quicker. Usually we can get this approved within a day or two and funded in about a day or two. So and the rates are going to be higher. They're going to start in like the mid to high teens, and then go up from there. So clients are going to pay a little bit more to get quicker financing. So that's the term loan. Less documentation also is required. Moving down here is business line of credit. I would say this is our most popular, most requested product. Most business owners are looking for a line of credit, and this is a revolving business line of credit. It's not a credit card. It is actually a line of credit that clients can pull from and actually have cash in their bank account, right? And then they can use the money however they want. So it's unsecured. So really it's uncollateralized. So again, all these products are not based off of real estate or it's really just revenue and cash flow of the business, okay? Same day funding available. The line of credit, it's only pay on what you use. So if, let's say we have, and the revolving line of credits go up to $250,000, okay? So it is a little bit limited in terms of the dollar amount. It can be. Hello?
Yep.
Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry, something out of my microphone. I apologize. So the line of credit could actually be applied with another product as well. So there are a lot of times where we provide a client with a line of credit and, let's say, a term loan or an SBA loan. So we do combo deals quite often. But yeah, this is like I said, a revolving line of credit. The terms and rates, again, not going to compare to a bank. The terms are going to be 6 to 24 months. The rates start as low as 1% a month. They can go up to 3 to 4% a month. But what's great about the line of credit is they only pay on what they use. So if a client, let's say, gets approved for a $100,000 line of credit, but they only need 50,000, then they pull the 50,000 and they're only paying interest on the 50,000. Okay. And most of the time the interest rate is monthly. So it's really used best for short term, right? For example, we provide a lot of line of credits for construction companies, right? So construction companies, a lot of times they've completed a job and then they want to start a new job. They need to outlay money for payroll, for equipment, and they're kind of stuck in between. They're waiting on money from their old job. So the line of credit is a great product because they can use the money to start the new job. And then once they get paid, they can pay off the line of credit. So if they only take out the money for a month, they're only paying that interest for the month. And so we only need 6 months of bank statements and an application. Like I said, we can fund same day. So this is a very quick and easy transaction. Actually, the line of credit is actually, usually the client will get a portal. So there's no checks. Traditionally with bank line of credit, back in the past, clients would get, or business owners would get like a checkbook, or they get like a checkbook, but now it's all done online. They get a portal that they log into. They get asked like some security questions. They log in, they can pull the money, goes right into their bank account. Very easy. Qualifications for a line of credit: 1 year time in business, $25,000 per month. There is some leeway there, but usually they want to see $25,000 a month being deposited in their business checking account. Minimum FICO score is 600. We do have one line of credit product that will go up to 50,000 with a 550 FICO score, but that's typically the line of credit. So the next product is the Business Advance, or really what is known most popularly as a merchant cash advance. These are, and by the way, I just want to say the business line of credit could be a lot of times they're actually monthly payments. Sometimes they're daily or weekly, but a lot of the times they actually are monthly payments. The advances are usually daily and weekly payments. Again, these are ACH right out of the client's business checking account. The thing is, so with merchant cash advances, typically, so again, unsecured, clients do no assets, goes off of revenue and cash flow of a business, 6 to 24 month terms. Advances could go up to $5 million. In terms of industries, it's it's all, I wouldn't say all industries, but popular industries that we finance in general are construction, restaurants, retail, manufacturing, e-commerce, transportation, wholesale distributors, doctors, healthcare. Like I said, real estate is really not for us. Used car dealerships are no good, but we're pretty agnostic for the most part. Now with merchant cash advances, there's no minimum. 1 year time in business is ideal, but we will go down to 6 months time in business. $20,000 per month in gross revenue is ideal, but we'll go down to $10,000 a month. And there's really no minimum FICO. So we can go down to 500 FICO. We've even funded clients with under 500 FICO scores, believe it or not. Typically merchant cash advances, they usually do kind of have a bad connotation or bad rep. So with the merchant cash advances, a couple of things. The guidelines are very flexible. So that's why a lot of clients wind up getting approved and take them, because the guidelines are so flexible with the credit and everything. It's quick and easy. We can fund same day. If not, takes a couple of days. At the end of the day, the money has to make sense. If the client is going to use the money to buy a truck and it's going to double their revenue or something like that, or they're going to buy equipment and it's going to help generate X number of dollars. That's what we have to be thinking about here, as opposed to just selling on rate. So it's got to be a good opportunity. Scrolling down here. So here's some of our a little bit more specialized products. AR line of credit. So AR is account receivable line of credit. So we do have a lot. So for our unsecured products, we can go up to $5 million without collateral. We can go higher. We can go into the multi-million dollars for a line of credit if the client has enough in receivables or inventory to do so. Okay. So if a client has, and we can lend up to 95% of their account receipt. So if a client has if their aging receivables are, let's say, $10 million, we can potentially lend up to 9.5 million, right? So there's really no cap because again, it's goes off of the account receivable. It's a revolving line of credit. The minimum is 250,000. Rates are prime rate plus 2% is really where it starts. So we're at about 10 and a quarter there. It says 4 to 7 days application of funding. It's a little bit longer than that usually. Usually I've found that it takes like at least a few weeks. Yeah, have to have at least $1 million in annual sales, 1 year time in business. This isn't, in terms of FICO score, it's really not predicated on FICO. So they can have, as low as 500 FICO score. AR line of credit, inventory line of credit are kind of similar in that they're, it's either AR or inventory that we're lending against. With inventory, it could be up to 85% of the inventory. So if they have, if they have $10 million worth of inventory, we can potentially go up to 8.5 million. Rates starting at prime rate plus 2%. They have to have at least $1 million in inventory, $1 million in sales, 1 year time in business, no minimum FICO score. And then the last two products I want to talk about are the equipment financing and sub debt. So equipment financing, like Alan and Dan were talking about, we funded that transaction, that food truck. So with equipment financing, we financed construction equipment, whether it's a bulldozer, a bobcat. We love yellow iron. We love construction equipment. We can do medical equipment. We can do restaurant equipment. Usually with equipment financing, we need an application. We need 6 most recent business bank statements. And most importantly, we need the actual quote or invoice for the equipment. Because the business gets underwritten, but so does the equipment, right? For example, if the client wants to purchase a truck, usually lenders don't want to lend on trucks that are more than 10 years old. So if someone has a quote or an invoice for a truck that's 15 years old, more than likely even if the business is great, it's probably going to get declined because no one wants to lend on a piece of equipment that old. So we got to make sure that we have an invoice for that. So equipment financing, usually we could go from 25,000 is the minimum. We can actually go up to 5 million. I know the sheet says 1 million, but we can technically go up to 5 million. In terms, we can actually go from, it says 1 to 5 years. We can actually go up to 7 years. We do have one product, which is like a prime kind of a product. Rates start at 8%. Keeping in mind that we're a marketplace, we have lenders that are A paper, B paper, C and D paper. So obviously A paper clients are going to get a single digit interest rate around 8%. We might even be able to do better than that, like 6%. But then we also have programs where if a client has under 600 FICO score, we can still get it done. But the rates are going to be higher, usually could be in the teens or even 20% range. But these are monthly payments. They are longer terms. So if someone is looking to buy a piece of equipment, specifically, we would like to go this route just because it is a longer term and monthly payments, and this is typically what clients want. Minimum FICO score 550, 6 months time in business. We want to see at least 10,000 a month or more in gross revenue being generated, and we need an invoice for the equipment. Sub debt. So sub or subordinated debt. Basically, what this means is that the client already has, they may already have like a bank loan. If they do have a bank loan and they need additional financing, usually we have to lend behind the bank, right? Because the bank has to take first position. So we do provide subordinated debt, and in doing so, we can help the client. They may be able to maintain their relationship with the bank, but then if they need additional financing, they come to us, and we provide them that financing behind the bank so that they keep that relationship intact, and we lend in the second position behind the bank. We can go up to 5 million. Yeah, again, rates starting in the mid to high teens, up to 24 months. These are typically larger deals. Yeah, $1 million. Businesses generating $1 million in sales plus. 1 year time in business. 600 FICO score. So one thing I do want to talk about, which I was going to segue to, is kind of like what's going on in lending today, or what's really what we're seeing right now is happening is a lot of banks are not. They've pretty much completely stopped lending to small businesses altogether for the most part, basically because of what happened with Silicon Valley Bank and what's happening with First Republic Bank and all these banks that are going under. Deposits are decreased from the banks. Less people are applying for mortgages because the refinance mortgage rates are up. So not as many people are refinancing. So right now, banks don't really have as much money as they used to lend. So right now they're actually, what I'm seeing is they're actually telling clients that they have to move their line of credit. So a client may need to move their bank line of credit. So if that's the case, we can help. We may be able to do the whole thing or be able to provide a sub debt deal. So I'll give you an example. Recently had a client, they're generating $8 million a year in revenue. They have a $250,000 line at the bank that they have to move. So we can actually pay off the entire amount, right? And help them move their line of credit to us off their bank, right? Because the bank is telling them that they have to move their line of credit. Okay. So in terms of like how you could go about, maybe how you could go about getting more business, is to network right now with bankers, because right now bankers, they still want to help their clients, and they still want to keep their deposit accounts, right? They still want their clients depositing money. They just can't lend really. So right now, I would say go after bankers, because a lot of them are like, they just need to find a home for their clients. And then just expounding upon that, in terms of getting more business, referral partners in general, I find are really the best. Networking with local bankers, CPAs, accountants, business consultants, equipment brokers, people who sell equipment. They need to be able to provide financing so that they can sell their equipment. So that's a great way to get business. I think that's really the best way. Obviously, going to networking events. We go to networking events quite frequently. Going to local networking events. Going to Chamber of Commerce. Very, very helpful as well. So I would say, building a referral network and just getting out and networking is really a great tool. So that's it for the slide. Is there, I guess I'll open up for Q&A, or if Alan, if there's anything else you'd like me to further discuss or dive into more deeply, be happy to.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Hey guys, so you heard from Brett, this is a lot of things that we can do in Sequoia. So do not limit yourself. And the reason that I asked Brett to come up here is to share with everyone what is our capability. But please, I know a lot of you guys might got intimidated by all these different products and all these different terminologies. Don't be, okay? The platform that we set up, just like Don said, you don't need to know how to structure a deal. It's not your job. You don't need to, deal with the client. It's not your job. All your job is just to go out there and find a client who needs the deal, submit it to our platform, and advisors like Brett is going to help us to close the deal. So again, our job is out there to do what we do the best, which is generating the deals, and let Brett and other advisors in the company do what they are doing the best, which is close deal for us. So Brett is absolutely right. Right now, it's not just here in the business side of it, in terms of funding wise. Pretty much a lot of lenders is stopped funding for many other projects also, ranging from equipment loans to working capitals to real estate loans, 1 to 4 unit investment properties, and so on and so forth. So again, it's that absolutely go out there to work with the I always saying that there are 4 type of people that you always want to work with, right? Realtors, real estate agents, loan officers, insurance agents, CPAs. So those are the people that you would like to go out there to get referral from. Now, most importantly, because the platform that we set up, because the compensation structure that we set up, do not just go out there to do this thing by yourself. It's very hard for you to generate a client by yourself. Go out there. You already know there's so many people out there that needs this kind of opportunity. Bring them online. Have them to come on to Sequoia also. Whatever they do, you have a percentage out of it. Okay. So again, we see a lot of questions showed up on the checkbox. So let's go ahead and answer some of them. All right. So let's go. The first one is that, can we do business purchase? Absolutely. We can do business purchase. As a matter of fact, we have done quite a few business purchase, including a Bonchon chicken place, one of those Korean fried chicken. We have funded Cold Stone, one of franchise. We funded a lot of restaurants, spas, and as a matter of fact, right now as we speak, we are funding a business, a gentleman that purchased a $2 million business, a security business in Las Vegas. We are funding that one also. So absolutely, we do fund businesses. So submit a working capital, and we can take a look at it. Second questions, okay, second question. It's let me see. It's a SBA loan, a hard money loan. I don't believe SBA is a hard money loan, but Brett, would you like to touch up on that?
Is it a hard money loan?
Yes. Is SBA loan hard money?
No. No. Well, I'm not too familiar with hard money because, like I said, we don't really dive into real estate.
Okay.
Hard money is really more. It's like a loan against the property. It's quick, kind of, right?
Correct.
Yeah, no, SBA, I mean, there is SBA real estate financing, which we don't get involved with. No, the SBA that we do or focus on is it's an unsecured term loan, really made for like marketing, inventory, as well as debt consolidation.
Okay, great. So again,
Yeah.
remember one thing.
So it's not hard. It's not hard money.
Right. So remember, hard money, it's against real estate. Okay. You have to have a collateral to have hard money. Business loans, there's no collateral, so it's not a hard money loan. So let's open up the floor. I see somebody raise their hand. The Elite Rumbro.
Yeah, this is Edgar. Hi, how
Hey,
are
Edgar.
you from DC?
Hi.
I got 2 questions actually, real quick. I have never heard of a sub debt loan. Where could you use this type of loan? Like you said that there was a client. This would be more like a high-end million plus. Is that correct?
It could be it could be 7 figures. It could actually be 6 figures as well. So sub debt is basically, all that means is that we're subordinating to for first position financing. So first position financing is usually SBA. It could be SBA or bank financing. It could be I guess it could be real estate. It could also be this account receivable line of credit or inventory line of credit. Those can be first position also. So if a client already has these these products, we can add to it. So it's
Okay.
really, it's a little confusing. I mean, really, a sub debt, really what it is either a term loan line of credit or an advance. But it's just under this sub debt category, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
It's just a way to, it can just be used as sub debt. That's all.
Okay, great. Thank you for answering that. The second one is the cash advance.
Yep.
My primary bread and butter, I own a credit card processing company, and
Mhm.
a lot of these merchants, they go to these cash advances. Now, I know these cash advances they got a bad rep out there. So how does the money come out of the merchants? Is it a daily withdrawal from the credit card processing, daily deposits, or is it one-time payment per month?
Good question. Typically, they're ACH'd out of the checking account on a daily or weekly basis.
Okay, so they have a choice daily or
Traditionally, 5-10 years ago, it was run through the credit cards, right? It was a holdback from the credit card sales.
yes.
But nowadays, the industry has really gotten away from that. It's really ACH'd out of the checking account now on a daily or weekly basis.
Okay, great.
They're fixed payments.
Great. Yeah, because that's what their idea they have, as a cash advance is daily withdrawal. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you for the question.
All right, let's answer a few more questions from the chat box. How do you sign up to start soliciting customers? Nina, talk to the person who invited you into this platform. That person should be able to send you his or her own link for you to sign up. And that's another thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in this room, this is the first time Sequoia Lending, we are a platform. We welcome everyone to come in here to submit your loans, close the deal, not just for yourself, but also for your community, for your client. So please reach out to the person who invited you here, and that person should be able to show you how to do this. Okay. Let's see. And another one, can a church who wants to build another building, can they apply for a small business loan? Brett? A church?
Non-for-profits are a little more challenging for us. They can apply. I guess the question for this specific question is the amount of funds that are available. If they're building a new church, that might be more than what they qualify for. So I guess it's a case-by-case basis.
Okay, good. So again, Brett is on the business side of it. So most of the church out there are nonprofit organizations, the way that they hold the property. So can we fund churches? Yes, we do fund churches. We do have lender that specifically doing church loans. So again, submit a scenario form to us and we can definitely review it. So let's open up the floor. The next one, it's Mr. Stevens, Garfield Stevens. Please, your turn.
Yes, good evening. It's a good presentation. However, can you fund startup businesses? For example, this new product is coming out with Yerrick and charging stations. If we want to acquire a piece of property and put some charging stations there, would you be able to fund it?
So Brad, what he's talking about is that many agents in this room are involved with a business that sells EV charging stations. So what he's asking is if he set up a company himself and purchase EV stations, can he qualify as equipment loans?
We typically stay away from startups. They typically have to be in business at least 6 months. We prefer a year or more. So startups are a challenge for us. So I would say they have to be in business at least 6 months and generating $10,000 a month in gross revenue. So I don't think that would be a good fit for us. And just want to touch on what Alan said before. Like Alan said, any scenarios that you guys have, as long as they're like our minimum requirements are that they're in business 6 months and they're generating $10,000 a month, as long as they're in business making money, you have a scenario, send it over to Alan. Be happy to take a look at it.
Let me touch up on that. So for startup business, if the startup is purchasing equipment for that business, yes, we do have lenders that can look into it. It's case by case basis. So some lender do require you to show some sort of experience. So for example, let's say you go out there to open up a restaurant and you need to buy restaurant equipment. You are a startup. So as long as you can demonstrate that you have some sort of restaurant business experience in the past, then they might fund you. But I think the maximum that they fund you is $50,000. But again, it's case by case basis. Okay. So the next one is Aurora, please. Aurora?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Excellent. I was just wondering where we can find this paperwork on, I was looking on the website. I don't see any drop downs for what he was talking about, the cheat sheets. Where can we find that?
It's not there yet. We will post it to our Facebook page right after this. Okay. So go to our Facebook page and you will see it.
Perfect. Thank you.
And another thing, guys, another thing. Oh, sorry. Okay. And another thing, if you need, sorry, go ahead, Aurora.
I'm sorry, Al. I was just going to say, wonderful presentation. Thank you so much for bringing this to us every week.
Okay, great. So one more thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you need anything, okay, if you need anything, you can send email to marketing@setlending.com. Okay, marketing@setlending.com. So whatever you need, Katrina is great. She's going to, send you whatever you need. All right. Next thing, it's let me see. Where is the information? Yes, it's going to be online. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Can one fund solar system or move their current loans with Sequoia? Can one fund solar systems and or move their current loans with Sequoia? So again, Brett, I think Laura is asking if somebody already have a solar a loan with a solar system and try to refinance it.
So are we talking about solar panels?
So this is the question: can one fund solar systems and or move their current loans with Sequoia?
Okay. So with solar panels, it's not a fit because typically if a solar company is selling solar panels, the way they sell it is to decrease the monthly payment for the client. And usually they have to provide like 20-25 year terms, which we don't do. So it's not a fit because our terms don't go out that long. I'm not sure what you mean by paying off Sequoia loans. I guess it depends on, I don't know what she meant by, I mean, I guess we could take a look at that. I'm not, maybe every situation is different.
Okay. Next questions on the cash advance. Does the client ask for how much they want, or do you calculate the amount they qualify based on their income?
Good question. So a general rule of thumb for merchant cash advances, we can approve them for around 10% of their annual gross revenue. Sometimes it's a little less, sometimes it's a little more, 5 to 15%, depending on the dollar amount and how much cash they keep on a daily basis. But yeah, figure it's going to be, so for example, if a client is generating $1 million a year in gross revenue, we're going to be able to provide around 100,000, give or take.
Okay, good. Do you fund startup business that have no money trail? I think the answer is no.
No, we do not.
Okay, got it. Would you fund a new franchise?
Brand new franchise?
Yes.
No. If there's no, pre-revenue is not for us.
Okay. So I think, Joyce, I think when you say brand new franchise means that somebody that buying a franchise. So I believe as long as that franchise is a SBA approved franchise, you can definitely get into it. Am I right, Brett?
I'm sorry, say it again.
So what I'm saying is that as long as the franchise is not new, but the franchise is approved by SBA, then we can fund that all day long.
Yeah. Yes, we can.
Right. So
Yep.
yes, we definitely can. And as a matter of fact, we funded last year. We funded a company called Bongchung Chicken, one of those Korean place. So this client, he already owned 2 other store like this. So he's purchasing a new one. So definitely we can fund that. So that's one scenario. There's another scenario where a gentleman just got out of the military and he wants to start his own business. He has no experience whatsoever in business, but he's purchasing Cold Stone, one of the Cold Stone business, and that is a franchise also. And we were able to get it funded just because the franchise itself is already approved by SBA, so that shouldn't be an issue. So again, we depending on what type of franchise we're talking about. Can you get cheat sheet? Yes, you can get a cheat sheet. Can you fund wholesale transaction? I'm not quite sure what that means. Can you fund wholesale transactions? Probably we can get back to you later, or reach out to me for that one. Can we have a hard copy of marketing instead of download digital? Yes, absolutely. I mean when you say hard copy, are you talking about you want to print one out? We send you a digital copy, you can print one out all day long. Do you fund a movie producer? Brett, do you fund a movie producer?
I guess technically we can. In my experience, though, I've seen where, like, if there's going to be a new movie produced, like usually they start a new entity, or they have to, the revenue doesn't come in until afterwards. So it's like technically we can, but I'm just saying, in my experience, there's no trail of revenue, so it becomes a challenge.
That is true. We do actually have a lot of this type of questions. So I would say for movie producer, if they are looking for funding to make the next movie, I think that's more an investment instead of a loan. But if a movie producer come to us saying that, hey, I need equipment to film the movie, and I think we can fund them the equipment loan. Okay. How can we find out if a franchise is approved by SBA? Send it to us. We have a database that we can tap into to find out is it approved or not, or probably you can find out online. I'm sure that you can find something up there. All right. Can you fund a Dollar Tree or a 99-cent store? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so those are all the questions that we see in the chat box. I see Aurora, your hand's still up. Do you have another question? Okay, if not, ladies and gentlemen, we are almost at the top of the hour. Thank you so much for another episode. So again, that is the value of Sequoia. It's not just asking you to come in here to, submit deals, but we provide information right here. And I bet you one thing, by attending trainings like this every Wednesday night, you already possess a lot of knowledge than a lot of loan officers out there. Many loan officers out there have no idea how to fund something like this. Now you do. So ladies and gentlemen, go out there, talk to your community, let people know that what you're capable of, what kind of loan that can you do. And I bet you one thing, if you're not talking, please mute yourself. All right. So once your community know what you can do, they love you. They keep coming back to you. And Brett, I told you that, go to Chamber of Commerce. Let me share with you another one. Go join BNI network. There's so many BNI chapters around the country. Join them. And I bet you every single BNI do not have commercial loan consultant like us. And you will be their favorite person to talk to. Okay. So we do see another hand right here. Mr. Don Nobles, please.
Yeah, Alan, when the Uric alien electric vehicle becomes available, will y'all be able to finance that?
As long as you're buying it for a business purpose, okay. I think we can. But if you're purchasing for personal, again, anything has to be business related, right? Okay.
Well, basically you can just turn it into a machine.
Absolutely. Whatever you need to do, right? Okay,
absolutely. Good. Yeah, thank you.
All right. If there's no more questions, let's go out there and disrupt the community. Thank you, Brett. Thank you so much. More deals. Oh, one more thing before I go. We actually receive a lot of inquiries on working capitals, equipment loans, truck loans, and things like this. But a lot of the inquiry just goes silent. When the way that we do it is that once they submit an inquiry, we will respond within 24 hours to ask them to provide us a document, some sort of application or an invoice from the dealer to show us what they're trying to purchase. Or if they're asking for working capitals, we will ask for financial bank statements, so on and so forth. But a lot of them is not returning back to us. So ladies and gentlemen, when you submit something to us, the system will send you an email. You will know who your client is. So if you see an email from us asking for documentations and there's no response from the client, please do us a favor. Please do yourself a favor. Follow up with that client. What happened to the document? Are they still interested to move forward or not? That will increase the chance for us to close the deal. So for example, like the reason that we closed the deal for Don is because he's relentless talking to the client. Hey, where's the document? Where's the document? Once we get it, things will be much, much easier. So that is your job. That's how you earn your commission, is just by following up documentations. That's it. Okay. All right. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Yes, this will be recorded. And if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. And every time when we upload our video to our YouTube channel, YouTube will notify you. So again, that it's Wednesday night, Sequoia Commercial Lending Training. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.